when is it going to be me? When is it going to be my turn? Why do I have to feel this way? Haven't I been still enough? Haven't I taken a break? Did everything that you asked of me? Why is it that I have to continue being still for answers? Why is it that I am not getting to a place that I want to be? Or I'm not already doing things that I want to be doing? Why is it that I'm still in this waiting season? I'm annoyed. What's up, y'all? I'm back. And it's November 3rd. Oh, how we get to the 3rd? It was just the 1st. Anyways, it's November 3rd, 12/12. Angel numbers. Yeah. It's November 3rd, 12/12. And 12:12 a.m. I'm a night owl. If you don't know, I could really be up all night. It's crazy. And it's not by choice. Anyways, it's November 3rd. And these past few weeks have been ghetto as a hell for me. Ghetto. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's been ghetto. And not only that, but my birthday is literally 11 days away now. My birthday's on the 14th. And that high key has been giving me so much anxiety. I don't know if I'm the only one, but a lot of times I feel like when my birthday passes and I feel like I'm in the same place or I'm not doing anything much different than what I was doing the year before, I don't feel comfortable. It bothers me. It just makes me feel like unaccomplished. And I think that is what has been triggering me immensely. So let's talk about it. So these past few weeks, I have not been the happiest. I've been tussling, and I feel like it's because I want answers and I want them in my time when I want them, and it's making me feel displeased because I'm not getting it. And it's like, who am I to feel displeased with God? Like the sense of entitlement, you know? But at the end of the day, I'm his child and I'm gonna have to keep it 100. I'm not gonna sit here and fake the funk and be like, oh yeah. And I'm not saying it in a negative way, but God sees your heart posture. Before anything, he sees how you really feel deep down inside. Not the show that you put on for other people. He sees what's inside. And I had to be honest with myself. Let's talk about it. In September, I created this whole plan for myself. I was like, all right, you know what? Since I'm going to start cooking again, I'm going to post every week. I'm going to be more consistent. I'm going to get a camera. I'm going to start filming. I'm going to have this amount of followers. I'm going to do that. I had a whole entire game plan. Everything planned out to the T. So that way, when my birthday passes, I could feel a sense of accomplishment. Like I did something to progress my success, I guess. I don't know. But I just wanted to feel some sense of accomplishment. And now that my birthday is less than 2 weeks away, I feel like I haven't moved much. And it's killing me. These past 2 weeks, I've been questioning a lot of things in my life. And I've been speaking to God and I just haven't been hearing an answer back. I tried to fast. That didn't work out for me. I failed miserably. Probably like day 3 and day 4 I failed. And it was kind of a tough pill to swallow because earlier this year I fasted and I did well. I was really intentional about it and I completed my fast and I got closer to God. But this time around, it's been so much harder. It's like my flesh and I are in a battle, and this is the first time I could say that I felt like this in such a long time, where I'm just tussling with my flesh, and I'm definitely being tested, for sure, definitely. And my faith hasn't been at an all-time high. Don't get me wrong, I will never lose faith in God. I will always believe that he always has a plan, but my faith was just at an all-time low for what it's normal for me. It was just at an all-time low. And so I decided to pick up a Bible, and I thought that reading the Bible will help me get closer to God. But in turn, reading the Bible made me have even more questions. I felt even more confused. I felt even more doubtful. Everything that you can think of, I felt. And I was confused. I'm like, God, how is it that I'm trying to get closer to you, but I feel like I'm getting pushed further away? Why is it that I have all these questions and I don't have answers for it? Why is it that I'm trying to speak to you and I'm not hearing anything? I was getting impatient. I feel like, when is it going to be me? When is it going to be my turn? Why do I have to feel this way? Haven't I been still enough? Haven't I sat still? Haven't I taken a break? Did everything that you asked of me? Why is it that I have to continue being still for answers? Why is it that I am not getting to a place that I want to be? Or I'm not already doing things that I think that I want to be doing? Why is it that I'm still in this waiting season? I'm annoyed. And so the Holy Spirit was telling me to pick up the Bible and read Job. And I didn't want to, because I'm like, oh, I know the story of Job already. Like, what do I need to read Job? I know Job. I know his spiel. He lost everything, gained it back. I already watched all the YouTubes. I didn't want to do it. But I ended up doing it one day. And the first thing that I saw when I picked up to read Job was Job verse 4, part 1 through 6. And I'm going to read it to you real quick because I have it open. So it says, then Eliphaz the Temanite replied, if someone ventures a word with you, will you be impatient? But who can keep from speaking? Think how you have instructed many, how you have strengthened feeble hands. Your words have supported those who stumbled. You have strengthened faltering knees. But now trouble comes to you and you are discouraged. It strikes you and you are dismayed. Should not your pity be your confidence, and your blameless ways your hope? Not even gonna hold you. God ate down with that one. He tore me up a little bit with that one, because when I finished reading that little small part, I sat down and I said, he talking about me. Why you had to eat me up like that? And I was not laughing at the time. I might be smiling right now, but I was not laughing. He ate me up. And I say this because I sit down, and anybody that calls my phone, I have something so prophetic to say. I'm giving them advice. I'm telling them scripture and how this person went through it in the Bible and they'll be fine. And I'm giving these people strength, or I'm motivating them to keep on going, to keep on keeping on, letting them know that things will get better, to not lose faith. But here I am, faith at an all-time low, because I'm going through things, because I'm not getting the answers that I want, and I feel like I'm stuck. And here I am, appalled, discouraged, feeling hopeless, feeling like my turn is never gonna come. Why? Because things didn't happen in my timing. And I say this to say, because I know a lot of us, we're young adults, we're trying to make something of ourselves, we're trying to find our purpose, whatever that is, but we feel lost, or we feel like we don't know what direction to go in, or we feel like when we're taking a step, it doesn't really feel like we're moving forward. And that's how I've been feeling. I feel like I haven't been moving forward. I feel like I just haven't. Yeah, I know that we're all trying to find our purpose in life, or we feel like we're not doing too much, or time is just passing by and things are not moving for us, but God already has it set in stone what is for you. And I kind of felt like that, like, okay, what direction do I go in? What should I do, God? Like, I'm stuck in a limbo. Should I keep cooking? Should I go down this road? Should I do this? Like, why are you not talking to me? Like, I feel stuck. Time is passing by. I'm only getting older, and I feel like I'm not standing in my purpose. What's up with that? This verse reminded me that I need to stop being a hypocrite, because it's giving hypocrite. Me preaching and telling people it's all gonna be okay, motivating them and helping them feel good, but I can't even do that for myself off the same words that I'm telling people. Come on now, it's giving hypocrite. Even though everyone around you in society feels like they're progressing, or they're moving forward and they're doing big things for themselves, or you go on the internet, especially Instagram. Don't get me started on Instagram. It's the worst place to be. You go on Instagram. This 19-year-old got a Lamborghini. This 15-year-old just bought 3 houses. Like, you go on Instagram and you're seeing all these things, and it's so easy to get overstimulated. It's so easy to feel like you're falling behind. It's so easy to feel like you're not doing much in life. And that's why they say comparison is a thief of joy. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm not guilty of that. I damn sure am. Realizing it now, like, sometimes you feel like, damn, I'm 26. Or I'm not 26 yet, but I'm about to be 26. Like, what am I doing? I was beating myself up because I don't have a college degree. And I felt really embarrassed to sit here and say that out loud to somebody when somebody asked me, oh, did you finish college or did you do this? And I'm like, oh no. Like, nobody cares about your sob story or what happened as to why you couldn't get it. All they heard was no. Or, what do you do for work? And, oh, I work at Subway. I mean, there's nothing wrong with people that work at Subway, but it's like, oh wow, at this age I expected to be doing this. At this age I expected to have graduated with a bachelor's degree. For me personally, at 26, the life that I imagined for myself when I was 21 is not necessarily the life that I'm living now. But I have to remember that life isn't a race. I know it's freaking cliche and nobody wants to hear that. But life isn't a race. Everything's meant to happen when it's supposed to happen, and it's for a reason. You have to be mindful that a blessing too early is a curse. That sounds cliche too, but let me explain. When you receive something prematurely, there's 99% chance that you might F that up. Imagine giving a kindergartner $1 million. I dragged it. Imagine giving a 16-year-old $1 million. What is the likelihood that that 16-year-old would do the right thing and invest with it, or, you know, make responsible decisions versus a 37-year-old? And I'm not saying the 37-year-old would make the right or wrong decisions too, but I feel like a lot of times with experience comes maturity, and there's not much that a 16-year-old would have experienced at that time to know exactly what to do with that $1 million. Or for example, I remember listening to a sermon a few years ago. I might be saying this incorrectly, or I might be saying it correctly. Do your own research on it and find out. But I was listening to a sermon with Joel Osteen probably like years ago, and he was speaking about David and how David was such a humble guy. He was an upstanding character. He did everything by the book. He was good to the people, good to animals, a good person, period. And he was destined to become king. Basically, David was he had all the qualities of the king. And the story went something like this. He ended up finding out that he was going to be king. Please don't quote me on this. I'm telling him the version that I heard, but he ended up finding out that he was supposed to be king prematurely. And in the middle of all of that, he ended up doing a whole 180. He ended up doing everything that was basically the opposite of the qualities that he was to have in order to be a king. So when he finally got into the position of being a king, he lost it because he got cocky, he got selfish, he just, became a whole different person. He wasn't this selfless, giving, humble person that was full of humility and things like that. And he was crying out to God, why give this to me? Why do this to me in the first place? I was better off not having it at all. And basically what the pastor was trying to say is that this is what he means by a blessing too early is a curse. Because sometimes if you knew what was at the end of that journey for you, you wouldn't really be trying or working hard to get there, because you would feel like it's already yours. So that character development that needs to happen, the things that happen in the journey for you to become who you're supposed to be in order to receive that blessing, kind of gets put to a halt. Because it's like, I don't gotta try for this anymore. What I gotta, like, Who cares? And I feel like this is why we don't know what's ahead of us. We don't know when it's going to happen. But as long as you keep your faith in God and you know that you have a purpose and you know that things are aligned for you the way it's supposed to happen in God's timing, you'll be fine. And it's a tough pill to swallow because he ain't never say it was going to be easy. And one thing that I heard today by Pastor Stephanie Aike, she ate with that one. Let me tell you, favor doesn't always look like favor. So you know how they would talk about God's favor? Just because you see that person struggling and stuff like that does not mean that God doesn't favor them. And I say this to say that favor is not always going to look like peaches and cream. Like good things are always going to happen. Sometimes things do need to happen so God can do what he needs to do in your life. So he can form you into the person that you need to be. And it's not always going to peaches and cream. It's not always going to feel like a good thing. It's not always going to be, have the best life ever. Trust me, if you knew what you were going to go through in that journey, you probably wouldn't even do it. Because it gets ghetto out here. But it will all be worth it in the end. And I think that's just something that I had to remind myself of. And with this anxiety and this pressure that I put on myself of, oh my God, my birthday's coming, I'm getting older, I'm getting closer to my 30s. And not saying that I'm supposed to have it all the way together in my 30s, but I've always wanted to feel this sense of accomplishment. I've always wanted my dream life, or the life that I planned in my head when I was 19, 20, 21, was to have my degree by a certain age, to have bought a house, to have kids, to get married at a certain age. But sometimes life doesn't work out like that. And that doesn't mean that it's not going to work out for you. But God's timing is so perfect. And a lot of times the things that I begged God for and he didn't give to me in that moment, later on down the line, I'll be like, oh, I see what you did there. I'm happy you gave it to me later because this was the perfect time. Not that time that I really wanted it. I probably would have fumbled that, and it's the truth. So I share this with you because I also want you to give yourself grace. Allow yourself the grace to know that even though I'm not in the place that I want to be right now, but I'm working towards things, I can trust in God and know that whenever it's meant to happen for me, it will happen for me. And as long as I keep my faith and keep doing the work, everything will work out. I wholeheartedly believe everything will work out. Even when I have my days and I just feel like it's not going nowhere and I feel like life is a dead end, what's the point? When I finally come back to my senses, I do remember that, yes, things will work out. Things always have worked out. You've always made something out of nothing. And this is just going to be one of those parts in your journey. It's all going to be a part of your testimony. And when it finally does happen, you'll look back and you'll be like, wow, I had to go through that. It makes sense why I went through that. So if you're having the blues about your birthday or in general, because we're getting older, it's okay. And always remember that it's never too late. It may feel like that now, but trust and believe that that's not the case. You just got to be patient. And there'll be times when you get impatient, but God's promise is always better. When God does something in your life, it's never forced. It comes naturally. It's easier to maintain. But when you start doing things on your own accord, in your own timing, it's always forced. It feels unnatural. It's a struggle to keep it, maintain it. Like, it's so much that you have to go through to do stuff on your own accord versus when you just wait for God. So think about that next time. Think about something in your life where you tried to force things and it just felt like a struggle versus when you let things flow naturally to you and you waited patiently. Anyways, y'all, your girl is getting older and I kind of feel a little sense of peace now. Even though I may not be where I want to be, I know that God is working in me, through me, and whatever is meant to be for me will always be for me. And even though I want my timing to be now so bad, I know that I continue to trust in him, and I know that when his time comes, he gonna eat. he gonna eat, okay? He gonna do his big one. And I just gotta maintain faith. And I say that to you. Keep maintaining your faith. Keep on keeping on. Trust me, the journey that you're going through to get to where you need to be is all gonna be worth it. It doesn't feel like it now. It feels like the ground is shaking on you. It kind of feels like you're at your last straw. You don't know what to do with yourself anymore. But I'm telling you, you'll get through it. Child, it's a ghetto out here. But I will see you next time. Thank you for joining. If you made it this far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below if y'all want to hear more scripture, or if you want to see a little birthday vlog, or if you want to see both of them. Comment down below what you want to see next, an experience that you've had, or if you can relate to this video in any way, let me know. I want to hear your story. I want to hear anything that you have to say in the comments, and let's talk about it. All right, see y'all.
So grateful that I made it this far. Almost thought I had to call my mama in a cop car. Benny's everything for me and everything I need. I would be nothing if you didn't give me new